Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all staying well. It's been a while. Haven't been flying, so no flying videos due to the second lockdown here in the UK. I've got over a throat infection. It took a long time, but it's finally gone, although it feels like it might be coming back. And I've got a box opening. This one is another purchase I made from Banggood. The reason I'm using Banggood at the moment is because they have these flash sales on for Black Friday that's coming up, but they're pre-Black Friday sales. This, as you can see, is a QT model. I picked it up at 55% discount. And I do check prices. I don't just look on Banggood, I go on to eBay, I go on to model stores across the UK, I look in Europe, and this is the best price is 55% discount. The worst was 45% discount, so you can't knock it. So anyway, let's take a look and see what's inside the box. And we have another box inside the box, and it's a very plain box. If I hadn't known better, I would have said this was either Hobby King or Dynam, but it is neither. It is QT model. Well, I guess we've got nothing else to do except see what's inside this box. Right, and there we have it. It is a QT model T45 Goshawk. And it's actually the Dongguan ProShine Model Technology Company. And it isn't actually, it's FMS. We'll go through that as I do it. This is the FMS Goshawk. Look at the manual. It does list the parts. Here's the spec. Get the spec on there. .6S battery, yeah. 70 amp speed controller. Retracts the lot. So there's a bit of gluing to do. All the tail surfaces need gluing in, horizontal and vertical. The wings are screwed in. It's got some sort of connection board, which is going to be interesting. And then there's just a few little bits and pieces to add on. So here it's got all the movements, surface movements, aileron, elevator, rudder, and flaps. Yeah. Centre of gravity 60 to 65 millimeters. Doesn't say where from. It's not very good, is it? We'll work that out anyway. It shows it in a diagram. We can get it roughly in that position. And then there's just the parts list. The instruction manual actually says ProShine, which would match the ProShine Model Technology Co. So I'm going to do the usual, take all this out of the box. But before we do, let's take a look at these. These are peel-off transfers, so you peel off and stick them. They're matte, which is very nice, so they're not all glossy and shiny, they're actually matte. And it says down here that these are for the T45C 2017, which makes it only 3 years old. So it's not an old kit at all. I'll take these out, lay them out, and then we'll go through them. Wow, will you look at that? 5 parts plus a goodies bag. Let's look at the goodies bag first. So the goodie bags has one small, looks like a 1.5mm hex head or hex wrench driven screw, I don't know what that's for. It has 4, so there's no spares, wing bolts, and they are 1.5mm, could be 2mm hex driven, and they're domed. Actually, they're not countersunk, they're domed heads. You have this plastic tail fin with a arrestor hook that obviously goes on the tail. Then we have a fuel probe, I believe it is. It looks too long for a pitot tube. Again, it's just a plastic thing that glues on the nose. Probably won't bother with it. That's all there is in the goodie bag. Let's look at the main wing. So the main wing is interesting. There's no paint on, it's just white foam. The only paint is this red part on the wingtips. Now all the servo leads are labelled, so I've got a landing gear, flap, there's 2 combined together, and then we have aileron, and there's 2 combined together. These are obviously the ducts, and this is the cheat grill for the EDF unit. Underside, what have we got on the underside? Something more interesting. So on the underside of this wing, servo covers screwed in, very nice indeed, and they're in plastic casings, the servos are. You've got a short push rod onto a clevis connected to the horn already with some fuel tubing holding it all together. Brilliant. Same with the flaps. The ailerons are tiny compared to the size of the flaps. The flaps are massive. Again though, plastic plate, 4 screws holding it in. And it is inside, the servo is actually embedded inside a plastic shell inside the wing. Tape covering the wiring. It's quite nice. I've got this tape now. I've actually bought reels of it, so I might just run it around these parts. I won't do the red. Undercarriage, sprung undercarriage, worm driven retracts. Wheels. The wheels are a little small. I think they're 1 inch. Actually, it says they're 1.75, nearly 2-inch wheels. Now the interesting thing about this is there's lots of gap here at the top, not so much down here. So if you were to put a bigger wheel in, you would need to perhaps cut out some of this foam. And I will look at doing that. You've got your plastic mouldings for your screws, or wing bolts. But this clearly looks as though it had a plate over it. There's no plate in the goodies bag. There's no plate with this. It's just the 2 separate holes. This is all the same. It's, the whole thing is 1 plastic piece for the other 2 wing bolts, and the other side of the wing is exactly the same. But again, I hope you can see this, the density of this foam. It's like glass. It's so smooth. I mean, this is where the vacuum holes are on this side. You can see the little vacuum vents. This side, there's nothing, and it's like glass. Why I know that this is an FMS made EDF aircraft. There's a wing spar. It looks as though there might be 2. There's one running across this way of the wing, and one across here. And then there's one running across the body, the fuselage, and it's obviously all built into the wing already. It's all foam hinges, and although this is made by FMS, it might be laminated, but I will definitely be putting some servo tape on them. I call it servo tape, I should say hinge tape on them, just to be safe. We'll just look at one of the horizontal stabilisers. Servo already popped in there, exactly the same, very short push rods, clevis connected to the horn. Now the horns are the pushing glue type because they've got a single prong that comes out to the other side, but they feel really secure. And then of course you've got your connector, which probably connects to a lead already run through the fuselage. So you've got two of those. Then we come on to the rudder. So this is again something I find quite interesting and quite curious about. The rudder has this indent in it here which looks as though it might have been made for a plastic plate, but there is no plastic plate for it. Now this is a plastic piece. This whole front here of the rudder is plastic. Again, you've got your servo already installed. This one has a plate and it's inside a plastic box. And the horn comes all the way through to the other side. Yeah, very nice. I can't see any lamination. Yes, I can. Yeah, they do look laminated, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to check those all out as I put this thing together. Yes, it definitely looks as if this had some sort of moulded piece that goes here. Now it could be because this isn't FMS. In other words, it's not sold as FMS and it's sold as QT. They don't include it. It's got these plastic fin pieces here. Let's roll them at the end. Ooh, it has a 12 blade EDF unit. Oh, that's fantastic. Needs a bit of a trim and a clean up in there. Here's your connectors. One on this side, one on this side, and there's one here. And that's for your tail surfaces. EDF unit's tucked away in here. 3 screws holding it in. And here's the plastic bit where your arrestor hook goes. And it has a ply board which runs across where the EDF unit is actually screwed into the ply board. So there's no just sitting on foam. Aerial already installed. It has some detail in the cockpit, although it has no pilot. And I love this, the canopy. I think it's where the canopy breaks if you eject. That's really cool. Yeah. Double nose wheel. Retracts on a servo. And the servo's right in the nose here. Actually in there for steering. Plastic nose cone. It's got one of these pull and push sprung loaded things. Let's take the canopy off. Okay, there's the canopy. Oh yeah. And here's the board that apparently I shouldn't really need to worry about. Although that's elevator. I don't know what these others are. And I don't know where. Wow, the speed control is tucked away right up in here. But there's a board there that you plug things into, and then these just go into your receiver. Big bay for the battery, and you can move this Velcro strap wherever you want it. Not much cooling, although no, it's not much cooling at all with the air coming from the front. There's a little scoop here and it comes up through where the servo is, but there's not much gap. This has got holes in it, but there's no airflow. The airflow starts from here, so I might actually cut some sort of cooling vent in there. I'll take a look at some videos. Yeah, there it is, Goshawk. 6S power, eh? I don't normally do this, but it's such a nice looking aircraft. It is of course based on the BEA Hawk. And there we have the T45 Goshawk. Yeah, this is good. I'm excited about this one as well. But I'll be honest, I won't be putting this one in the air until I've mastered the Marlin and another EDF jet I've got. So this is for when I'm comfortable with the EDF jets. I'll just get this out of the box and put it together. Yeah, I'm pleased with it. Pleased with it. So thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you on another video. Cheers.